Hello guys, so I'm going to show you the final project, like the application as it should be. So I have a warning. Somewhere I forgot to put the keys to the elements, to the React elements. So you can see this is the chat application, and it has one layer deep because you can reply to the main posts or messages, and also you can create your own post. There is a lot of room for improvement, but that's up to you. So you can change your avatar. So there is a way to fix the avatar to each user, but if you want you can do it, but I didn't do it on this application. So you will have to manually change each time you post a message. Okay, so let's do this application. So this is the code for the final solution. I'm going to open the one that I'm going to build. So I have this I have the commands saved because they're always the same and I always forget them. So to create an application, a React application, you can install npx and then you just run this command on the command prompt and you put the name of your application that you want. So in our case we name our application Sharad, and so we hit enter. I already did that, and we are going to get a folder name with the same name that we gave before, so Sharad. So then we go to there to open Visual Studio Code. You type code dot is here. So open Visual Studio Code with the source being here or in the place that you typed this command, which is inside our project Sharad. So as you can see, I created these file components. That's the only thing I did beforehand. And also inside this folder we have another folder, posts, and we have our three main React components: form, post, and subpost. Image gallery is just to display these images, so it's completely unnecessary. So it's just a detail, and it's going to be a bootstrap React component. Okay, so we have our form, and this is the skeleton of our form. Sorry, phone started to ring. So we are going to copy paste this and this one, because they're all going to be pretty much the same, although with different name. This has this name, post element, and this one has this name, so post element. We still are not going to give anything. Okay, so on the app we're going to import form from components post form. We're going to give eliminate all these, and we're going to do that to exit this one. We're going to run this. And this is our current application. Now we're going to start building it. So form has the post, that is this one, this section. The post with its sub posts, and also contains a form to post the messages. And the form is just a card element from the Bootstrap library, Bootstrap React library. So what we need to do is to install the Bootstrap. So I have this inside Bootstrap. Okay, installing Bootstrap. But now we need to do an extra step is not just installing Bootstrap and that's it. You need to put this command here. And this file works. I think you can put it on a different also file, maybe not an app.js, but in this file it works for me. So you put this and you're ready to use Bootstrap. Okay. Okay, so we are going to call our first Bootstrap element card, and we are going to create a card here. card header is then the body. We're going to have this image and a text field with a label and a button in the footer. So as you can see, I copy paste the card and give it a lot of parameters already. The style, text key, I think this is the wrong part. Class name and the header, post message. As you can see, post message, the header. I give the element image gallery that we haven't already, we need to finish it, that has as inputs, as parameters, it has an image list with all the images possible. It's going to be an array with all the names of the images we have, and also with the selected image, the name of the selected images, selected image, and that's the title. In the title we are going to have the image, then we are going to have a label that is going to say message, and that's the label, and it's the label for the text area. And the button, no, it's not in the footer, it's going to be in the body. The button is going to be disabled under certain circumstances, and it's going to have a function when we click it, and some the ID and some class names for CSS. So it's just a card with a bunch of a text area, a button, an image, some text. Okay, so let me finish these elements in order for this to work. So first we're going to create the state variable that is going to have the list of all the images. It doesn't need to be a state variable because it's not going to change. I did it like this anyways, and it works. So here it is. The image list, the set image list. Probably you're not going to use it. Maybe in the future. So we have that. What else do we have to give? The selected image. So another state. This is going to need to be a state variable. The selected image. Okay, so we are going to put it below because it's going to use the one above. So you see, it's going to initialize with the image, with the 8th image from the list. So with this one. Now we have that for the image gallery component that we don't have coded yet. But just imagine that it's just a carousel With carousel I mean this. So each time you press it, it's going to change the selected image, and it's going to know all the list of possible images. That's what that component is going to do. So we have those two. Now we need to finish this function that is going to handle the changes on the text area. So each time you press a button in the text area, this function is going to trigger. Okay, handle add. It's going to be this one. It's going to change a state variable that is going to be like the text state variable. So we haven't created it yet, but we're going to create it now. This one is going to be it's going to initialize as a empty object, and then you will put you will create a dictionary with a key text and the value inside the text area. Now, what else do we need? This one, this state variable, and this one. So this is going to be useful to avoid duplication. So when you're doing this, to just send one message and not two. That is the reason of this, to disable while all the logic behind is being executed, and not to resend the same data twice. That's the reason. Okay, so we create that state variable. What else do we need now? We need this one, and this one is going to be, we're going to finish this later because this has all the logic that make the query to the host and the host to its SQL database to extract the data from the database. So it's going to have a lot of information, so we are going to finish it later, but we are going to just create a skeleton. Okay, so we are going to comment this out and just for the moment just a skeleton. Okay, so we have everything. Oh no, we need to finish the image gallery. We don't even have an skeleton for that one. Okay, so let's run this and see our progress. We have no progress. Now we haven't saved. We haven't exported anything. So we need to export. the components. Okay, so we have the button and the image gallery component. Validated is not defined. Okay. So the idea of validated, it gives the color to the card. It gives the color to gives the color to this. But it doesn't need validation because we are not asking for an email or something like that. So it's only going to turn green, and it's going to turn warning color when it's empty. So by default it's going to be warning unless we write something, so it turns green because there is no actual validation. But just to make it work, we're going to finish that. So we create the state variable for validate. And I haven't saved it. Okay, so this is what we have. We have a long way to go from this to this. Next, let's finish the image gallery element. That's an easy one. So we are going to use the carousel element from Bootstrap. We're going to receive the two parameters, the list with all the images names and the selected image name. Now the function to change the selected image. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a function to set to set the selected image. We're going to have the state variable that is going to be the index of the selected image. We are going to delete this, and the carousel component has a list of all the images. So here there's a list with all the images, and it has some variables that hold the state of the carousel. Okay, and that's the idea of the carousel. It has a list and the variables that keep the state of the carousel. So in which image the carousel is the carousel is currently showing to you. Okay, so it has a active index. It's going to point to the image that is currently selected, has a handler on select. So what happens when the index changes, and it changes and you press this, that is already built inside the component. So what happens when you press this and the index changes, because this changes the index. So handle select is going to take care of that, and we give some style. So we are going to create the handle select. It's going to be the selected index. We are going to get the selected index. The component is going to give us that. What we are going to do is set the index to the selected index and set the selected image to the image that is whose index is the selected index, and that's it. Now we need to display all the list of all the images here, and we do this with image list map. Okay, and for each of those elements we give back a carousel item. It is going to have, in our case, an image. It can have a many mistakes. So a carousel item doesn't necessarily have images. It can have anything. In our case, it's only going to have images. So we have the carousel item with our image, and our image is going to have the source. It's going to be a global variable. I put it on the window object plus the current name of the image. Okay, so here I need to create those global variables. So I will need just two. Don't mind about that one. But yeah, I think we're going to need I'm not sure. This one is just the path to the images. And this one is going to be the host. So when you move all your files to the Infinity free host, you're going to comment this out and just do this. So forget about this one for the moment, and also forever, because this URL, this domain name is already taken by me. So well, anyway, so now we are here. And also each carousel item has an interval of on how long it's going to be shown once it's selected. I didn't find the way to make it stay on the selected image, but I found a solution, a very short solution, that is just put it at huge time. Okay, so eventually it's going to change, but after a lot of time. And a key. Okay, some CSS, some style, So let's see how it's going. You see? For some reason I don't have the images. Because I don't have I haven't created haven't even created the folder. So I'm going to copy paste the images here. So as you remember, so the URL to point to the images by default it starts on public. So to the left from here is like public / images. So public / images, and then another folder, chat images, and then that's the folder where the images are. It starts by default. It's located on public. Okay, that's the way it's built. I'm not, probably you have some control on that, but that's the way it is. Okay, let me copy paste the folder with all the images. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste in all the images, paste, and you see you have all the images here. I don't own these images, just found them. Okay, so now we have all the images showing here, and now if we refresh, you can see that our gallery is working. Okay, so our current state is that one. We want to go there. Where else do we need to? What's next? What's next? We need to build this one. Okay, so how is this component going to be? It's going to be this one. So it's going to be a card component given by Bootstrap library, and it's going to have a variable number of cards also, because this is the sub post. Okay, so each one of these main cards are the post element, React element. These are the sub post. Okay, so that's the idea. Also, each of these post React element is going to have a modal element. A modal is this pop-up that you can give anything, and it's built and given to us by the Bootstrap library, so it's very easy to implement. So it's going to have a modal with again another card inside. It's just cards. They look nice and they are very easy to organize. Okay, so I just copy paste the card with all the style. And with some variables that we need to finish implementing. Okay, and with some variable states, some state variables that we already need. We also need to implement show modal, and it's going to be okay. So we need a state variable for that is going to have the whether we are showing the modal or not. And also some handle functions to deactivate the modal and activate the modal. Okay, and that's going to be finished later because we don't even have the modal here. We also need to import the card element and the button element. Okay, show modal is finished. Once we click the reply button, we show the modal just like this. Going to be okay, so let's call one inform. Import post. We are just going to give here. A lot of errors, of course. Color, image avatar. Color, image avatar. Okay, so because at the end of the day each post is going to have his own color, it's so weird. This shouldn't have an error. So you see, we are alternating the colors. One is this color, the next one is this color, the next one is this color. That's why we give the color as a variable. This one, this is a bootstrap component. I don't know why it can be a normal HTML image element, but I had some problems and I started trying different options, and I just selected the bootstrap element for this. And the image avatar, it comes from the database. It's this one. You cannot change it. Select the text. It gets saved in the database. And it comes from as a parameter of the element. Okay. So you see, we have this one. We have the name of the person writing, but we need some CSS and some we have another post. So I forgot to put this element. Above the post element. So this is going to give the CSS for the post elements. So you see, it gives the overflow, the color, and the width. The overflow is this. So let's put more elements just for the sake of it. You see? Now let's create the subpost element, and guess what is going to be the subpost element? Yes, it's going to be a card. And again, everything can be made with cards, and as you can see from the finished application, it's just a simple card. It doesn't have any interaction. It just has the image in the corner, the name of the person that wrote the message, text, and the date, the timestamp of the message. So we copy paste the card just like that. Magically we came out with all the cards at the same time, all the parameters. So it's just a card with some style, the color of the text, the background color of the card, then the card header with the style, with an image inside the card header, and with the name of the user that comes from above, timestamp, and the body is just the content. I also come from above. All these are parameters of the component, and all this comes from the database. Username and timestamp. Something else, the image avatar. Okay, I think that's it. So now we call this inside there. Inside the post, just for the sake of, and it's going to be inside the body, right? And this is just for demonstration purposes. And the errors. Image is not defined. Of course it's not defined. Okay. And now we have each post has a subpost. They don't have a picture because it's null. It doesn't have any name. So if we give the post context, if we give the parameters, we are going to see more. Do you want to see more? Okay, so that's it. That's the name. So, date. What I am doing. Where is the subpost here? Username Pete Smith. Okay. April. Avatar and 13. What? JPG. Okay, so you get the idea, right? Right. Now, what we need to do now? We need to finish the modal. Okay. Let's finish the modal. The modal doesn't matter much where it's going to be located, because it's like a part, it's not part, it's not aligned with the other elements. So I'm just going to put it inside the card at the end. So the modal is all this, and of course it has a card, just a card, and the modal has a parameter, a state parameter that tells us if he's showing or not, whether he's showing or not. It's going to be controlled by this state variable that we created before. And what happens when it's closed on hide, and we also deactivate modal. It's going to have the card, the same idea. If it's validated, if what you are writing is okay, going to have different colors. The key, text black, the style, the header, post a reply message, the image gallery. Remember, this is the modal. The image gallery is going to be this one. Post a reply message, the label, and the text area, and the reply button. The label, the text area, the button. The button is disabled to avoid repeating, sending the information twice. The handle submit reply. We need to finish that one. We are just going to create a skeleton for now, because that deals with the backhand. The same idea on change. We detected change and we changed some state variables. It's pretty much the same as the form one, as this one. It's very similar. It's all the same at the end. Everything is wrong. We need to import the modal. We need to import the modal. Okay. Validate it. Just copy paste. Validate it. And we are not even using these variables. It's just because they come from another application I made, in which I requested the user to type the email and the name before posting. So you validate the email and you validate that the name is not just one letter or empty, and that the text area is not empty. That's why you need some validate, but in this case you only need it for text not to be empty. Okay, so what else? Post ID. post ID comes from above. What else? Image gallery. Image gallery. Just copy paste. Copy paste. Image list. Come from above. So image list doesn't come from above. This is a little ugly because I'm repeating the same variables. It's not that big of a deal. Because remember, this component, this post component, is very similar to the form element. So you can, there's a way to connect them and to avoid duplicating these two. That is, I think it's easier to just copy paste the same logic. So disable button, handle add, handle submit reply, handle add, this is what happens when the text area, when you write in the text area. The same as the form element. Okay, so we're going to handle submit reply. Handle add. We have this state variable. No, we don't. Disable button. Okay, fine. We have the modal. All that in order to complete the modal. Okay, let me do something.
Modal.
Modal.
Modal. Modal. Modal.
Modal.
Modal.
Modal.
Modal.
Okay. Model. The model. Ching, 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 ching. Okay, so that's for now. Next episode we are going to go to the back end to create these files, these PHP files. Get post. Don't mind the name. Submit, so make post. You see that? Make post, get post, and those are the two PHP files. There were two. I always talked about just one, but two. One to insert it into the database, and one to extract from the database. So yeah, next episode we are going to deal with that, and then we finish this just by the only thing missing is extracting all the data from the database by finishing those PHP files, and also by creating the tables in the database. I'm going to be doing that too. Once you get all the data, you make like a filter function on the array, and you order all the data, and you give, so you have the form, and this one is going to depend on the amount of data. So this is going to be you're going to have an array of post elements, and each post element also is going to have an array of sub-post elements. They are going to be very similar, posts and form. That's it, we're almost done. Well, that was for today. Goodbye.